Wexler. Woo! Oh man, talk about another new member, but immediate in the family. It's so nice to have you with us, Ben, and you have quite a story. You want to share?
Yeah. So I had already had a kind of a yoga revolution before I came to this studio. I fell in love with power yoga in another state. Yeah. So and I did basically like a 30-day challenge there, and I fell in love with yoga so much, and I had a really big spiritual revolution. I ended up doing a teacher training. So I got really involved in yoga, and this was back in like summer of 2016. Well, I had moved since then back home to San Jose, and I needed a new studio. And I had heard of Bikram. And I actually, before I had moved to the other state, which is West Virginia, before I had moved there, I had taken a few Bikram classes, but this was long before I was really into yoga. And so, of course, I got walloped in there every time. And I mean, that never changes, but I had taken like 3 or 4 classes. So after I'd gone through this like big kind of revolution, I always wanted to know, okay, how does this practice stack up with Bikram?
Oh.
So I came back, and my intention was to do, this might sound bad, but my intention was to do like the introductory 30 days and just get as much yoga Bikram as I can, and then take off, and then go do the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. So basically, this,
It's not new. Don't I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
There you go.
yours.
Yeah. So, anyways, though, as soon as I got here, it was like I had just. I'd fallen behind of like the 60-day official entry for like just by a few days. But I was committed to coming every day because I'm already into yoga. I'm already sold on the yoga life, and I'm here to practice every day. So I was going to practice every day for 30 days. And every day I'd go in there and they'd hype up this 60-day challenge. Any 60-day challenges in here? Any 60-day challenges? And after a few practices, I was like, this must be a really big deal. So then one day I see in the I think it's the bathroom, or it's like it's around here somewhere. It's a quote from Bikram, and he says, "Give me 30 days and I'll change your body." Is that right? Give me 60 and I'll change your life.
Yeah.
So I said, "All right, Bikram, bring it on. You got me for 60 days. You got me for 60 practices." So
I love it.
So I had started practicing, but then so I have really bad low back pain, and I have shoulder pain. I have all kinds of pain all in my body, but really bad low back pain, and that was caused from a weight training accident, deadlifting, heavy deadlift with really badly, and that back pain actually got worse when I came to Bikram. But I could tell, like having been like experienced in yoga, I could tell like with the sequence yoga, this is a very strong healing modality. I could just tell, and I just had faith. I knew that like if I just stick with the 60 days, I got to do this 60 days, things are gonna happen, right? So after that time, I had to take a break because again, my low sit-ups. I would do the energizing sit-ups, and they'd hurt my back even more. Well, I actually talked to Matt about it after class one day, because for a couple times, for a couple classes, I would just roll to the side and press my way up, and that was kind of how I got out of it. And then Matt he was so quick about it. I was like, "Hey, I have low back pain." He's like, "Oh, this is what you do," like, because he knew immediately I was doing I was keeping my back straight as I was sitting up when it's supposed to be curve your back, right? And you pull your toes in. I was pointing my toes out, and right away made a big difference. And then it was maybe like 10 more practices and no pain in my low back by doing that anyway. And now it's like it's cake now, and I've just noticed that like my core is it's way stronger than it was before, and I can tell because of how I go into like headstand and other things that require a lot of core strength, and I don't really practice headstand that much. So when I do, it's like, whoa, this wasn't here before, right? And and so that was one of the things that had changed. And I mean, it just gets better every practice. And so it's helped my low back a lot. I also have problems with the middle of my spine. Like there's basically ribs that are subluxated in the middle of my spine. And I can tell that that's kind of going away now. That's like the next thing. And I can tell that my shoulder is getting healed. And it's such a powerful healing modality. And it's because of like every little detail comes into play. Every single little detail. Like the first one, sit up. That was the biggest one for me, right? The second one was, I think it was chin up. Because I was taught to keep my chin down to keep the back of the neck long, which made sense because I also have neck pain, right? Yeah, there you go, more pain, right? And so every time a teacher would kind of call me out on it, I'd be like, what do you mean? My chin is up. Like it's not up, but it's not down. It's up, isn't it? And then one day, Michelle decides to give us like a chin clinic in class. She's like, okay, today we're gonna work on chins. And like I was like, oh, she really means business, chin up, right? And ever since then, you know, my neck has been really coming, you know, together. And that's actually pulling, I think, my shoulder together. And then next was palms together, right? When you do this grip, palms together. My palms always come out. And I think it was Brad. He decides to make one of the classes about, he's like, hey Ben, you know, palms, come bring your palms together. He was and then from there on out, I was like, okay, I can't advance in a posture unless I get this going. And that I could feel in the center of my spine, and the outsides of my shoulders made a really big difference, which again is where I have problems. And then the next thing came, you know, from there now I could really target the center of my spine. I could really get long. And then I can go back, and that's how you can really start to strengthen and correct a lot of those imbalances that I feel. I feel taller. I feel like when I move, I'm just like floating on a cloud. I feel very little low back pain.
And you finished your 60 days.
I finished my 60 days. And I'm still coming, and I'll definitely.
And you're on a plan? I hope. Yes, he is.
I want to plan. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere for sure. Yeah, I don't think I can. Honestly, after seeing how powerful this is, and that's everything I just said was all about the physical. You know, there's so much spiritual and just personal transformation that happens, you know, inside this room that when you carry with you outside, just life-changing. He really changed my life. My Bikram really, that promise, he held it for sure.
Nice.
For sure. That's a long story. But I actually, I think I'm going to do a teacher training.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do a teacher training. Yeah, not this one, but the next one.
All right.
I'll do. Yeah.
Wow, you just made my day.
Cool.
That's great. That's great.
Thanks for everything, Michelle.
Such a sweetheart. Yeah, we heard about you. We do, with new students, we do a pipeline, and we have a couple of girls, we call them our call girls, and they reach out to students that are brand new, and they just enjoyed you so much, because you had so many questions and interaction with Carrie, right? Yeah. So I could tell that you were already so passionate about it.
Yeah.
Great.
For sure, definitely.
It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah,
Love
appreciate
having
it.
you. What size are you?
Medium.
And your passion just boosted up our views.
So I think one of the things that's worth highlighting with Ben, I mean, he highlighted himself, which was that Ben really stood out as a beginner to this yoga, that he was not afraid to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And every question helped him in his journey. It helped accelerate him. And so I think, you know, if you've ever got questions, don't hesitate to ask. If I've got no idea what the answer is, I'll ask Philippe or Kelly or Sarah or Michelle. You know, there's a lot of different people you can ask. So don't be shy to ask questions. It really helps a great deal.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
I'm here for you. So.
And that was actually one of my growing moments in the room. I realized I had grown so much in the beginning because I was asking a lot of questions, and there was like a dry period where I didn't ask any questions. And I actually approached you after class one day and was just like, I have so many questions.
There's like 10 in
And then,
Yeah, jeez, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
You got the right
more
guy.
from there, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Give me
All
that.
right,
Thanks.
yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, you're awesome. Thanks for being with us. Congrats again.